Hey, fellow truth seekers, I'm Justin.
And I'm Brandy, and together we'll be your guides on this spine-tingling journey through the unknown.
We dive headfirst into the eerie realms of cryptids, from Bigfoot to Loch Ness Monster.
And hold on tight, because we'll explore spine-chilling encounters with extraterrestrial beings and UFO sightings that will leave you questioning what's really out there.
Beyond the Shadows is not your average paranormal podcast. Our goal is simple: to shed light on the shadows that haunt our world and confront the unexplained with an open mind.
And for the skeptics, don't worry, we have something for you too. Our conspiracy theories will challenge your beliefs and make you question everything. So if you're fascinated by the paranormal, yearn for chilling true crime stories, or crave the adrenaline rush of uncovering conspiracies,
join us on this hair-raising adventure as we journey beyond the shadows.
Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host, Dave, and I'm joined once again by the beautifully bearded, glasses-faced Luke Farry.
Just call me Four Eyes Bitch. I don't know, dude. Like,
well, I was trying to...
They don't need to know that I am bespectacled.
I was trying to do like an alliteration, and then I lost it as soon as it came out of my mouth. It was...
Immediately. I had no idea where you were. I didn't even know you were trying to do alliteration.
Well, clearly I lost it. What's going on, bud?
Same shit as last time.
Yeah,
Just got out of work, kind of toasty.
You looking good? I know we were a little late recording today because you had to attempt to beat your high score at pinball. What game were you playing?
That was on Medieval Madness.
Oh,
classic Williams game.
Oh, obviously. You're a fool if you don't know what is it? Medieval Madness is.
Medieval Madness.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're into pinball, like that's like the Metallica. There's like, have you ever heard of Metallica? And like you're wearing like a metal band shirt. You get to punch that man.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, of course, I fucking played Medieval Madness, asshole. Like that's like a basic bitch game.
Yeah. Name 4 obstacles.
Joust, Peasant Revolt, the King of Pain, and Catapult. So,
I did not think this is I was just trying to make a riff off the gatekeeping thing, but no. All right. I was no, I got it. Well, I'm just glad you're doing good, dude. I ate a bunch of Chinese food for lunch before we started recording, and now I'm like out of breath. I don't know if that's like like a diabetes thing.
Are you allergic to soy sauce?
No, I'm not like out of breath. Like I can't, like my throat's closing. It's like I'm just winded because I ate so much food.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the summer, I have no motivation to eat. So I always call it charcuterie summer. I just always have a charcuterie board going through. Cheese can take your breath away. I will let you know.
But I mean, like, it takes your breath away in the same way that, like, I don't know, seeing a sunset takes your breath away.
No, it's different. I lie. I lie on my couch with my shirt off, just going for like a while.
That's fair. All right. Well, Luke, I teased you earlier about what our episode is going to be. Now, for those of you listening, today's episode is not a cryptid, it's not a monster, it's not an alien, it's not a ghost, it's not interdimensional. It is a theory. And Luke,
it's ultranauts.
No.
Am I correct?
No. No, Luke, today we're going to delve into the world of completely insane. It's a theory that people just decided, hey, centuries of science, be gone. I'm going to believe in what I want to believe in. Do you know what it is now?
Flat Earth?
No, close. We're going to talk about Admiral Byrd and the hollow Earth theory.
Oh, man.
You're so close. All right. You ready to dive into this, man?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. So much like Flat Earth, the hollow Earth theory isn't a new concept. Ancient cultures and mythologies around the world have some sort of variant of it in their belief system. The Greeks and the Romans had Hades. The Christians have hell. Tibetan Buddhists had a belief that there's an ancient city located inside the earth that is called Shambhala. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm just going to go phonetically with it because
Shambhala sounds like a vibe, to be honest. If someone was like, I'm vacationing on Shambhala, I'd be like, dude, fuck yeah, buddy.
yeah, that's like an Instagram influencer's like, bitches, we in Shambhala. Look at this yacht. Oh.
Yeah, Ibiza first and then Shambhala for the last couple days, you know?
I made sure to order my white linens when we go to Shambhala because it's warm there, it's breezy. During the Middle Ages, both the Germans and the Russians had stories of portals that led to the center of the earth. Even the Native Americans believed the earth was hollow and was accessible through tunnels and caves across America, whose locations would depend on which tribe's beliefs that were being referenced at the time. So like I said, it's nothing new. And it's completely understandable that ancient cultures would have believed the earth was hollow because science hadn't been able to prove it otherwise or, like really exist.
Much.
Yeah. So, but knowing what we know now, with a wealth of knowledge at our fingertips and centuries of science and data to back it up, just like flat earth theories, there has been like a resurgence in belief for some reason of the hollow earth theory. Now, I assume it's either because of like social media, like TikTok or pop culture, like the recent Godzilla, King Kong, like the MonsterVerse, like make really big references to it, as well as the Aquaman movies, which I've never seen because fuck DC movies.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, depends. The Batman was sick. The Batman was sick. The new Suicide Squad. The new Suicide Squad was good. No. So how am I saying that the DC movies are bad?
Oh no!
When you're saying that the ones
I agree with you, but you're trying to get people to listen. You just made a bunch of nerds mad.
That's fine.
But honestly, Marvel sucks too.
It's all just kind of they're all the same movie at this point now.
Yeah, I'm over it.
So Luke, what happened? What happened to make people decide to just negate years and centuries of science and be like, nah, this can't be right? What happened here?
So here's exactly what happened.
Okay. Spell it out for me.
Yep. So right when personal computers started gaining access to the internet, the first people to get that were nerds. And they did, for fun, they had message boards. And there were two sides. You get assigned a side. It's like a nerdy debate club that mostly the flat earth one was bigger, but there was also hollow earth. And this one is two-sided with hollow earth. It also comes down to hollow moon.
Hollow moon was almost the topic of this episode.
I could have taught this episode if it was on hollow moon, but boomers, essentially. Because then after these message boards were fully established, boomers ended up finding them and they didn't get the joke.
True.
They did not know that they were supposed to, like, they're using like these bullshit like things to keep a debate going.
Yeah. Well, it was
and
like message boards back then, like especially like the flat earth stuff, is that like it was nerds. They didn't really believe in what they were talking about, but you were right. They chose a side, and it wasn't trolling. It was lighthearted ribbing. Like I believe
everyone knew that everyone was in on the joke.
Yes.
And then a bunch of dum-dums found those and were like, oh man, these flat earthers are making like a lot of sense. And same thing with hollow earth, which spoiler for the rest of the episode, they were not making sense. They were just smarter than you talking about something and you got tricked.
That's fair. That is exactly.
So that was one part of it. And then it also comes down to hollow moon, where technically, if you look at the math, our moon shouldn't be.
No, we're not going to do that now. We're not going to do that.
Oh, come on. Let's make this a 3-hour episode. Come on.
No, just wait, Luke. All right. Well, you are partially right on where the modern concept of hollow moon came from. It actually started in the 1600s, if you want to call that modern. It's not ancient. It's closer to where we are now than fucking.
They had cell phones, right?
Yeah, it's with a book called the Mundus Subterraneus, which was a straight up textbook written by Athanasius Kircher, which made the claim that the North and South poles were connected by like a big old tunnel that fed water through to either side. I think maybe I couldn't find an English version of the book, so I just went off of what Wikipedia had to say on it, and even then it was very minimal, because I think that's basically the gist of it, is that in the middle of the world is hollow. There's a giant tube connecting the North and South Pole, and that's how the water circulates around the Earth. I don't know. Then in 1692, a dude named Edmund Halley trying to understand why the Earth's magnetic field was acting all like cattywampus, concluded that the Earth must be hollow, sort of. It wasn't so much like a hollow ball, but consisted of three shells. The outer shell, the one that we're on, and it's only 500 miles thick, two inner concentric shells, and then a core. Now these three shells had their own had their own magnetic poles and rotated at different speeds, which explained why the Earth's magnetic field would shift. Which, I mean, he is kind of right about, like, it does shift because the core moves around, but not so much in the fact that there's just a bunch of different rings. It kind of reminds me of like the Time Turner from Harry Potter is what he's picturing.
I was
in his
thinking
head.
the opening of Game of Thrones.
Or the opening of Game of... Yeah, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. One guy in 1780 proposed that caves near the Mississippi River was an entrance to Hollow Earth. And then
I'll buy into that just because of Hellier.
And then in 1818, a guy named John Cleve Sims Jr. came up with the idea that the Earth was made up of a single 810-mile thick shell with openings at the poles that were 1,400 miles wide. And then inside there were four more inner shells with their own openings at the pole. I don't know, man. This all just sounds like like grifter Alex Jones theory, like bullshit.
Oh man,
dude, Sims got a statue erected of him in Ohio for just like making shit up. But you get the idea that Hollow Earth is stupid and boring, but it's also been around forever.
Yeah.
So do you want to get to like a good story about it?
Yeah. No, Dave. No, actually, let's skip that one.
Well, this is going to be the rest of the episode, so I'm sorry. Yeah. Where are we at right now on Hollow Earth? Are we bored yet? There's so much more other shit like
I'm
this.
putting my Alex Jones hat on. I'm very mad at the picture of a woman I have near my computer. But no one's been there. So
no one's been where?
In center of the Earth.
Yeah, because
that's the hat that I'm wearing right now. Okay, just let it go.
Because it's full of lava. I guess magma. Lava's when it's on
magma.
Yeah. You were so ready to fucking correct me, you asshole. Oh man. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to decide what beer I'm gonna drink next. I got a rye ale, IPA called Green Weenie, or
it's that one. Nope, I'm choosing for you, Green Weenie.
You're going the IPA Green Weenie?
Right. Unless the next episode. No, you already did the Hopkins Diddle Goblins.
Yeah. Did you just have a stroke?
A little bit.
All right.
This is not my first drink.
So the story that made the Hollow Earth theory really jump back into the mainstream and give it a push onto smooth brain conspiracy theorists was when in 1997, the flight journal and quote unquote secret diary of Admiral Richard B. Byrd, detailing his February 19th, 1947 flyover of the North Pole, got published. His quote unquote secret diary. I'm putting this in quotes because...
Okay, wait, first up, I think every diary should be a secret diary unless it's on LiveJournal.
That is true. The thing I got is that apparently after he died, his son released his journal and then some college published it. Something. I don't know. All I know is that...
Dick move. I'm going to go right there. It's a dick move.
Yeah. For your own son to just put your shit out on the streets like that.
Dude, did you ever read the Diary of Anne Frank?
Mm-hmm.
They should have cut a lot of that out.
What parts?
I get the historical importance, but like
what parts, Luke? I know the parts you're thinking of.
When like
parts?
The 12-year-old girl was finding out about genitals.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah. Could have cut that one out, okay? I came to the same realization at a certain age as well, but we didn't blast it into common practice reading for schools.
But it was already a very humanizing diary, but I mean, I guess it kind of humanized.
It was, but
you could have left that out. Fair enough. All right, but anyways,
I think
let's get back to...
I didn't want to read about a 12-year-old girl talking about penises. I didn't.
Luke, let's get back to Admiral Byrd and his secret diary.
Sure? I like where we're going.
His secret diary starts out like this. Quote, I must write this diary in secret and obscurity. It concerns my Arctic flight of the 19th day, February, in the year of 1947. There comes a time when the rationality of men must fade into insignificance and one must accept the inevitability of truth. I am not at liberty to discuss the following documentation at the time of this writing. Perhaps it shall never see the light of public scrutiny, but I must do my duty and record here for all to
Spoilers.
read one day. Little did he know that his shit fuck of a son was like, yo, he didn't want anyone to see this. Hey, I got this thing. Now from here, he details his flight. At 6 a.m., Byrd takes off from the Arctic base camp. Around 7:30, he radios back to camp to check in. All is normal. Besides a few run-ins with some turbulence, everything is smooth sailing. That is, until a little after 3 hours into the flight, he notices some discoloration in the snow with it's yellow with some reds and purples mixed in. They seem to go in a linear pattern. Now, he circles the area a few times to get a better look when both of his onboard compasses start spinning and wobbling, and he's unable to keep them steady. So they're just going apeshit. They're just fucking twirling all around. And
wait, he's near the pole, right?
he's flying over the North Pole.
That's what happens.
Yes, I know. But he also notes that his controls feel slow and sluggish, as if something is slowly moving his plane for him. Now, only 5 minutes later, at 9:15, he sees a mountain range in the distance that he has never noticed before and heads for them. When his aircraft finally gets to this mysterious mountain range 45 minutes later, he sees a lush green valley with a running river flowing through it. The mountainsides are covered in thick forests. He lowers his altitude and makes a sharp turn to better examine the valley, and noting that, quote, the light here seems different. I cannot see the sun anymore, end quote. Where are we at, Luke?
I don't believe him.
You don't believe him?
No.
You froze. You froze there for a second, so I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, the audio was fine though. Maybe he shouldn't be able to fly anymore. Just saying.
Because you can't see the sun?
Because he doesn't know how instruments work.
Well, I don't think anyone had flown over the Arctic before. I think this is like a new thing.
Was this like the first flight to the Arctic?
I have no idea. I don't look into it that much because
I don't know, but I feel like we always knew how compasses worked.
true.
It's a magnet,
It is a magnet.
and it points at one thing.
This is fair, but I guess you are at the highest point of north you can get. What else is it gonna do?
Is just gonna keep pointing at that one thing. Like,
No.
you go over it, and all of a sudden it switches around. Like, yeah, you crossed it.
So like I said, he lowers his altitude, makes a sharp turn to better examine the valley, noting that the light there is different. He can't see the sun anymore. He makes another left turn, so a circle. when he spots an animal moving.
Why are my compasses spinning?
When he spots an animal moving in the distance, he drops his altitude to 1,000 feet and whips out his trusty binoculars. And what does he see? I want to give you a guess. What does he see when he pulls out his binoculars? What is the animal that he's seeing?
The jackalope.
It's a fucking woolly mammoth.
Ah, yeah, of course. The ancestor of the jackalope.
It tracks.
I was close.
You were. Just a couple, but all right. So he keeps flying and observing his surroundings and his instruments, which are now telling him that it's 74 degrees outside. Now, mind you, he's supposed to be in the North Pole. Now, it's about around 11:30, and he's now over what appears to be just a beautiful countryside, just amber waves of grain, and spots what he believes is a city, and states that his plane feels light and oddly buoyant, and that the aircraft's controls refused to respond, and it was pretty much flying on its own.
So he felt like he should tell ground control that he thinks his plane knows what to do.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
He's Major Tom.
Major Tom.
Yeah.
It's then that he notices a strange type of aircraft closing in at a very rapid rate. He states they are disc shaped and have a radiant quality to them. He then goes on to write, quote, "They are close enough now to see the markings on them. It is a type of swastika. This is fantastic."
You know what? Never mind. No, Anne Frank, I want to hear everything she has to learn about puberty.
Hold on.
Any more pages to that book? I want it. Like,
Hold on. Well, some people, I know your mind immediately went to Nazis, and that the Thule Society, there is a theory that they did enter Hollow Earth and took refuge there. I don't think that's what he's referencing. Remember at the top, I mentioned the mythological Buddhist city Shambhala.
Oh, what year was this again?
1947. Hold on. So I think that's what he's talking about, considering the swastika was a Buddhist symbol long before the Nazis, or at least that's what I hope, considering that Byrd was a World War II vet and this is not long after. So
he's just like, oh, my boys.
I honestly hope he wouldn't be like that stoked to see Nazis. Like, oh shit, thank God an ally is here. Anyways, continuing on. Now, after noticing the craft, he reports a voice coming through the radio, and he described it as having a slight Nordic or German accent. Oh, okay. Oh no. All right. So maybe
just means attention. Calm down.
No. I'm just saying, if they had a Germanic or Nordic accent, maybe it's not the Buddhist city that we're all thinking it is.
Oh yeah, no, because like I lived in Nepal for a little bit, and there were swastikas everywhere.
But they did not have Nordic and or German accents?
No.
I didn't think so.
They're all 4.5 feet tall and had the accent you would imagine.
I figured. But so the voice relayed the message. Should I try and do like an alien? Like, I'm not going to try and do a German accent.
No. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
No.
Okay.
I will end this podcast.
Ready?
Yep.
Welcome, Admiral, to our domain. We shall land you in exactly 7 minutes. Relax, Admiral. You are in good hands. Yeah?
I loved that because I couldn't tell if you were trying to do alien or German.
As a combo.
It was right in the middle. I love that.
The sweet spot.
Yeah. If I saw an alien with a swastika on his arm, I know it's going to sound
that's
like that.
All right. Now, it's then when he realizes that the engines to the plane aren't even on and that the plane is moving on its own completely now at this point. The mysterious, now controller of Byrd's plane starts the landing process. Byrd describes the descent as though caught in some great unseen elevator, and they touch down with no more than a slight jolt. Now, it's only 11:45, only 5 hours and 45 minutes from the time it took to take off, from when they ended up touching down in this mysterious, possibly Nazi-occupied world. Now, here is what Admiral Byrd writes in the plane's flight log just after touchdown. Quote, I am making a hasty last entry in the flight log. Several men are approaching on foot towards our aircraft. They are tall with blonde hair. In the distance is a large shimmering city pulsating with rainbow hues of color. I do not know what is going to happen now, but I see no signs of weapons on those approaching. I hear now a voice ordering me by name to open the cargo door. I comply. End log. And that, Luke, is where we will return next week with what happened next with Admiral Byrd and his adventures into Hollow Earth, because there is so much going on.
Smash that like button, hit that bell.
There was so much to cover on this, because like after the flight log ends, it goes into him just recounting what happened through memory, and it gets fucking wild. And I could not fit it into a half-hour-long episode, so I'm going to break it down into segments. So,
no, I'm saying through new format, 3 hours long.
This isn't knowledge fight. I can't. This isn't Dan Carlin's hardcore history. I can't have.
I'm not even thinking hardcore history. I'm thinking like astonishing legends. This is still part one. It's just going to be 3 hours long. We're going to delve and go. Like they did 9 hours on a hole in the ground. I don't know how they did it, but it was great.
Was it a sinkhole or just a hole?
Oh no! So it was called Mel's Hole. It was.
I think I saw that documentary on Pornhub.
I found it on Pornhub, but yeah.
Oh shit, Luke. Well, here's the thing. So we have the rest of Admiral Byrd's story that we'll cover next week. But then after that, this is going to be a series, because I found out about convex Earth. Which is that?
Oh God!
Is that we are actually
like
living? We are living inside the Hollow Earth. We're on the outside of the rim, baby. We're on the inside of the rim thing. Imagine, it's a whole.
I get you. You sounded like you were making like a very hard to understand argument. No, I get it.
It's not a butt thing, I promise.
Yeah, like if I look up, I can see China, which, spoiler alert, I can't, and also the sun goes down sometimes. But
no, so you're thinking about it all wrong.
Oh,
I think. I have no idea. But it turns into a whole thing. Hollow Earth goes way, way beyond what I thought I could fit into a whole half-hour episode. So we're just going to do that next week.
Oh, the level of dum-dums just keeps going, my man.
It's absurd.
Can part 7 be us on a bunch of turtles?
Well, that's what I believe, is that we do live on the back of a giant turtle. Obviously.
See, that goes against my religion of believing Ouroboros holds the oceans together.
Oh, shit. Well, Luke, you're coming.
Snakes and turtles aren't friends, you fucking idiot.
You're coming back next week. We're gonna finish this off, and no, because this will happen for probably the next month, because there's gonna be just so much of it. But if you want to go Hollow Earth for the last, or Hollow Moon for the last one, I implore you to write an episode of Hollow Moon.
I will take the reins for that one.
We'll
100% down.
We'll finish it up with Hollow Moon. So everyone get ready for the next month and a half, basically, of Luke being on the show.
And then bonus Patreon, do the moon tunnel.
The fuck is the moon tunnel?
Oh, buddy, I'm working it in. Don't worry.
I don't know the moon tunnel. Whatever, man. All right. Well, Luke, thank you so much for coming.
If you want to talk about weird journals found by weird men, the moon tunnel is where it's at.
I bet there are a lot weirder journals from a lot weirder men.
There's worse things written by worse people. I fucking know that for sure. But
there's probably worse things written by better people. But either way. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Make sure everyone who is listening sticks around to next week to hear how this ends. Luke, I don't know if you have anything you want to plug. I don't know. Is that a thing?
No, fucking follow my Instagram. It's Spring-Heeled Luke.
Yeah. Spring-Heeled Luke.
It's mostly my cat.
Yeah, but who doesn't love your cat, though?
My cat's great. It's my cat and pinball scores.
Yeah, so if you're into pinball, follow Luke. Luke works at a pinball bar. I guess you would call it
Not
that.
for 3 years, but no.
Well, he did work at a pinball bar.
Yeah, and now I just hang out there.
Yeah, now he's a barber bar.
Yeah, that's attached to the pinball bar that I used to work at.
Look at that. It's
all
all
next time where we just make a lol sounds for about 45 minutes.
Well, that's gonna be my new podcast. It's all just gibberish ASMR.
You probably get more followers.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cryptid Cocktail.
Just weird. You froze.
Well, you froze too. Our internet's trash. All right.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow me on Twitter at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow me on TikTok at Cryptid Cocktail Party. This week,
follow me on Pornhub at Mel's Hole.
This week is the last week to pre-order the Cryptid Cocktail t-shirts. So if you want one, make sure you do it, because I'm taking them out of the store as soon as.
Go fucking get them, because I approve the design.
Luke did approve the
design. By which I mean, Dave asked me which one I liked best, and diamonds, obviously.
Yeah, so snag one. Please do. And with that, Luke, do you want to say goodbye to the lovely audience?
No, I'm good.